Hello. So, sole, dual, or multi agency, which one would I recommend? Well, it's going to be no surprise to hear that I would recommend sole agency. However, it's sole agency with a little bit of a twist. And if you want to know what that twist is, you need to watch to the end of the video. So, dual and multi agency is something that people ask about quite a lot. And there tend to be three main reasons why people think it's the way to go, it's going to get the best sale for their property. Now, number one is competition. People think that if you've got two or three or more agents all trying to get your business, all trying to get a sale across the line, then there's going to be that competition and everyone is going to be working really hard to be the winner. It doesn't always work like that, though, of course. People only have finite resources. So it could well be that they just want you as another listing online, and actually resources are going to be dedicated elsewhere where they've got a better chance of getting a sale. Or halfway house on that, it may well be that where they've only got the finite resources, do they focus that time on a property that they have a 100% chance of selling because they're the only agent, or 50% chance of selling because they're in a dual agent? Or when they come to you with an offer and say, we think this is a really good offer because of XYZ, how much of that is because that offer really is the best offer that they think you're going to achieve? And how much of it is because actually we've got this offer, and if this offer doesn't go ahead, it may be that the next offer comes from somebody else and we get nothing. So that's why I think you have to be careful with competition. Number two is databases. If you have, or if your property is an area where there is a big player or maybe two big players, then chances are that yes, they're absolutely going to have a database of people registered with them who are looking for properties of your price, size, area, etc. on their books. They're going to have people that they can contact straight away. Now, if time is of the essence for you, if time really is your priority over everything else, and you want to get people in viewing your property as soon as that agent has left and finished their appraisal, then that will be of key importance to you. But once that database has been contacted and your advert appears online, or marketing starts for your property, then it's basically a level playing field for everybody involved. That database makes little difference at that point. And let's face it, the vast majority of properties will always make it online, regardless of the size of the database. And number three, coverage. That's very much linked to that. But quite often people think if there are 20 properties of 3 bedrooms, X price in a quarter of a mile radius, then I want my property to be seen 3-4 times. That is much better coverage, and people will then remember my house. And yeah, I understand that. However, when people are scrolling, if they keep seeing the same property but with different people, what actually comes across is a slight air of desperation. And people are thinking, why are they on with so many people? What is wrong with this property? And then linked to that, you may get people making quite low offers because they think, if they are desperate, let me just see if they'll accept this. Realistically, when it comes to coverage, so long as you're on the right portal, so whether that's Rightmove, Zoopla, On the Market, or a combination of those three, then you really just need that one agent to be doing that, because more than that, as I say, looks a bit odd. But you need to make sure that it is the right portal for your area and for your price bracket property. So, for example, I was talking to an agent on the Essex East London borders, and they were saying that On the Market, hands down, gets them the most viewer requests. I wouldn't say that's the same around here. So it's just being very aware of where you should be, which portals, and making sure that the agent you select gives you that coverage. My suggestion is obviously going to be go sole agency. I think in terms of competition or motivation, you get the best out of the agent, because they know that they are going to be the one to get that property across the line. They are dedicated on this. But to get more from them, there should be that awareness that we're selecting you as our agent, but if this doesn't work, We don't want to be tied into a very long contract so that we can't then move to another agent if things aren't working out, we're not selling, communication isn't great, what have you. We want to have that ability to be able to switch. And in addition, another benefit from doing it that way with the staggered sole agency is that when you change agent, your property will then appear as new again. So it has the benefit of being at the top of listings, and it also gets emailed out to people who are actively looking and who've registered for alerts from the portals. Because let's face it, although we talked about databases, how many people are just sitting there on an agent's database waiting to be called? Very, very, very few. Most people, yes, they will register, but they're also set up online. They'll have alerts set up and they will be on and looking on a regular basis to see what's coming up. So my recommendation, make the most of being a new property. Do it once, and if necessary, do it again with your second agent rather than doing it all at the same time. I hope that helps.